Hey spiritual seekers, today I'm going to give you something very easy, very easily put into action that will change your life forever. A secret, right? Yeah, a secret, yeah. So let's listen to the ancient secret, the ancient HUNA principle number 2, the second HUNA principle. There are no limits, everything is possible, right? Remember the first HUNA principle? It's in my previous video. The first HUNA principle says the world is what you think it is, right? So it's very logical to think that there are no limits, everything is possible. Well, who places those limits? You! You place those limits. Oh, no. Don't blame them, the bad neighbors, the evil boss, the mean husband or wife. No. You place those limits, right? Okay, so I'll give you examples. These are real examples from my personal life. So how I have broken out of my limits, and oh, no, by no means have I broken out of all the limits. I'm still on the journey. If you're a real spiritual seeker, you're always on the journey. You are breaking out constantly and permanently. This video is actually breaking. It is breaking out of my limits. I was scared of showing my face before the camera, and I am breaking out of it. So you can do that too. You don't have to do that before the camera. Yeah, so anyway, my personal life is an example of how to break out of limits. So the first limit that was put there, the programming from my childhood, that all honest people are poor. All honest people are poor, and that's it. Yes, there are some lucky ones, these honest lucky ones, but we didn't qualify. No, certainly not. And plus this programming of unworthiness, another limit that I'm not worth it. So, and all this together leads to this, that all honest people must be poor. And plus this so-called Christian belief, Christianity has nothing, real Christianity and real spirituality has nothing to do with it, about bearing your cross and having to suffer, all this together from my family who lived in a totalitarian regime and who felt themselves, who perceive themselves to be victims, I'll make a separate video about that to explain about this programming and everything, but the limit, I accepted this limit. And this is so funny that I can talk about that now. Yeah, there is this programming and there is this limit, but when you are there, you are not aware of it and you just run and you do whatever the programming says to you. And you know what this programming did to me? When I started work, and it was many years ago, when I started work, I had some good offers and you know what? I discarded them. Yes, I said, no, this is not for me. No, such big money. No, it's not possible that I earn such big money, And all I can do is laugh how I behaved, how stupid I was. But this stupidity that I see it now, it was normal. It was absolutely normal and natural behavior for me, until I realized that there is this programming, this limit, until I started breaking out of this limit. And so, and then I started working with changing my thinking, changing my mentality, with working with self-worth and self-love. And then I suddenly, wow, I suddenly saw people who were honest, but who were rich, who were well off, let's say. Of course, rich, poor, these are relative notions and so on. But yeah, they lived a normal life. They were well off, and they didn't do anything bad, illegal, or dirty, right? And then again, when I started changing my thinking, there are no limits. Everything is possible, right? Then I started doing things that were not normal or natural for me before, right? So, for example, It was very many years ago, so this example might be a little bit funny, but I went to to an office building, to an institution, and there was this board, and I put this slip of paper on the board. I advertised my services as a language teacher, and I probably put them in many places, and only one person reacted. She called me and she became my student, but then she recommended me as a good teacher to many other motivated students, and they in their turn, recommended me to their colleagues and friends and acquaintances. It was like a snowball, and it was just one slip of paper, but it was breaking out of the limits, right? Everything is possible, yeah. So another example also connected with this work, with my work as a language teacher. So I before I had this limit that you can't ask for help. But then when I started breaking out of this, then suddenly it was okay to ask for help. And I contacted my former colleague and my course mate, and they helped me to get students. And again, those students were satisfied with how I teach. They were happy with my language teaching, and they recommended me to other students, and so on and so forth. So, the universe always says yes. If you believe there are limits, if you believe there are obstacles you have to overcome, yeah, you'll get them. But if you believe that everything is possible and there are no limits, then the universe anyway will say yes. The universe always says yes to whatever you think. So if you want to change your thinking, if you want to change your life, you can find my free course. You can get my free course if you write to me to the email address that is here in the comments, and I will mail you the free course. So this will help you to transform your life. So what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? There are no limits. Everything is possible. Run and start changing your thinking, right?